Now, playing hard to get can work well in your favor and drive a man straight into your arms, but it can also have an unintended side effect. This is because some women miss the key point when they're learning how to play hard to get. Now, you shouldn't be impossible to get, okay? So if you're too aloof or you're cold, you will cause potential partners to give up on you. You've got to give a hint, a little bit of a hint to keep him online and encourage him to pursue you. Otherwise, you will both end up wasting each other's time. But then again, you could also mess up playing hard to get by not going through with it. So if you're playing aloof, but you switch to being too clingy too quickly, your method is sure going to fail. And it's very funny because some women do it because they're afraid that they're playing too hard to get and this guy would just run away or just leave them. But you've got to know that turning the tables can look quite desperate and you would want to avoid that. Trust me, you would want to avoid it. It's natural for you to worry that you're pushing him away, but if he is really not there to eat and run, he will definitely stay in order to win you over. And then on the flip side of things, it's also very important for you to know that some guys simply view playing hard to get as a game, and he will walk away if he is not into the games. So if he's being upfront about his feelings for you and you feel the same way, it's probably safe for you to ditch the sort of games and proceed with your budding relationship in a different and honest way. After all, honesty is one relationship rule that you should always abide by. So if he seems confident and you are in the right setting, you've got absolutely nothing to lose when you play hard to get. So I will give you 8 ways to win him over by playing hard to get. But before we go any further, I need you to know that playing hard to get works only if the person is already interested. So if there is no attraction, this method isn't going to work for you, and you might just be better off trying to be a likable person by highlighting your traits, both physical and psychologically, that makes you very much appealing. All right. And also, it will not work with someone who has a girlfriend and you don't know that he has a girlfriend. So when someone is already interested, being cool and aloof can actually turn their interest in a fiery passion. But there's a fine line, or there is a thin line to walk away, because love doesn't wait too long. All right. So playing hard to get is all about being aloof and standoffish, just enough to make him want you more, but not so much that he's turned off by your attitude. So I would give you 8 tried and trusted methods to score your man. Number 1, you need to take your time when replying his text messages. So assuming that he shoots a message at you on Facebook or Instagram, or even a text message, you need to take out time to reply. Like, you take your time to reply. All right. This is one of the most successful ways to play hard to get. Now, if you're active on social media where he can see you, this would definitely drive him crazy, especially when he has texted you and you haven't replied, but the next minute you're posting on social media where he can see you. It would drive him crazy. You don't want to play too hard to get, however, so give him a little bit of appreciation if he takes the time to actually call you or show up at your door. But you don't want to be too quick to reply or always be the first to text him. All right. You don't want to be overly familiar, so that you don't lose your steam and your essence, your mystery. Do you get what I mean? And number 2, don't drop everything for him. All right. I see. Seeming busy is a great way to play hard to get. And if you have a fast-paced lifestyle, it will also be true. So he knows that, oh, she lives a fast-paced lifestyle, so she's not lying. So you've got to be careful that you don't make him think that you're blowing him off and that you actually are leading a busy lifestyle. The key here is to be able to say no to a last-minute plan, mostly booty calls, but to also accept the plans that he puts in his time and energy into making, like calling you ahead of time to get you involved in planning to meet up with you and having a drink or 2 with you. All right. This will send him the message that you appreciate his time, but you're not just waiting around for your phone to light up and show you his name. Do you get what I mean? Number 3, keep busy. This goes hand in hand with what I had told you just now. I mean, like, the easiest way for you to shrug off those last minute invitation is by having something to do. So make plans with friends to go out to play, or to watch movie, or to go out to a concert, or just to hang out, to sip and drink, coffee, play video games. I mean, you would feel really great socializing, making new friends, and you will have something to keep your mind off your new flirting friend when you're playing hard to get. All right, and he sees that you actually do have a life, like you're busy, you have friends. Number 4, let him know that there are other guys. Now, I know this might sound really counterproductive, especially if you want him in your life, and you shouldn't necessarily make a guy think that he's one in a long string of guys who are interested in you. Of course, that's not how to play hard to get the right way. But if you hint that, other guys want you or have wanted you, you're letting him know that you are valuable to his competition, and this can encourage him to snatch you up real quick before anyone does that. And if one of the people that you're spending time with are men, you're already on track. Number 4, try to end the conversation real quick, like real fast. Be the first person to end the conversation. Now, assuming that you're having a sweet flirty text exchange or a phone call full of innuendos, or full of flirty messages or flirty connotations for some minute long enough, and he's really getting into it, this is just a perfect opportunity for you to play hard to get when you end the conversation first, especially when it's getting really interested and he's also invested. Maybe you just have to go to work, or maybe you have to go make dinner, or maybe you just have to go for lunch, or maybe you're just heading to bed. Let him know that your time is valuable and you've given him all that you can for now, and the next minute is for you or for whatever. Because it's also good to give him space so that he can evaluate to see if you are his match or not. And number 6, tell him you don't want anything serious. Trust me when I say that one way to ensure that a guy calls you, especially after having sex on the first date, is to tell him that you don't want anything serious. I mean, this key phrase causes many men to want to chase you. It causes them to even want you more once they realize that you're cool with casual, no string attached kind of relationship. Although it might be a little white lie from you, because you actually do like him, you can easily turn it around if he pursues you, and you can change your mind because you realize that you do like him. And the reason that he will be more inclined to chase you is because that's not a regular thing for women to say, especially in a case where you guys have had sex has happened. It's very rare. So what you did there is pose a challenge to him, and he would want to further see where this leads. Do you get what I mean? Number 7, leave out some of the details. It's so easy to want more when you're only given a few juicy bites by, the one that you like very much. And that's why adopting a mysterious manner is the perfect companion to playing hard to get. So this means that you don't want to give up too much information about yourself, about your history, about your family, about your job, about your thoughts, about your feelings. Answer any question that he, poses to you, or that he asks you directly, especially if you're doing so to get to know one another. But don't give up too much information, especially during the first time meeting with this guy. And one way to do that is to hint at, some exciting part of the story, like one crazy weekend that you had a road trip with your friends and you went somewhere across the country with your girlfriends, without giving, necessary details about what happened. Okay? Let him just wonder who and what you are. Mystery is the key to keeping things fresh and juicy, honestly. And lastly, let him know that you're not impressed. See, you're trying to lure in a guy by playing hard to get, and he's trying to make you like him. All right? You don't want to seem too eager, even if he's bringing his A game to the table, okay? So here is how you respond to his chest puffing and boasting act. Let him know that you're not impressed, or you're not as impressed as you really are, by using a coy-like phrase like, is that all you're on about? Is that it? If he's, especially when he says that he's a millionaire, or he is working in one top organization. Trust me, it will encourage him to impress you even more if he's confident and not that kind of guy who gets his ego easily bruised. Okay, and when you notice that he's still trying to get your attention, that's when you will know that he's into you. This isn't about hurting his feeling or his self-esteem as much as it is about you having fun. So make sure that there is a smile or a laugh on your mouth when you playfully take a jab at him. You could also lean forward and touch his arms or his shoulders. That way you let him know that you're flirting with him, and he will remain at ease. So these are the 8 ways that you could actually, play hard to get. Yeah, that's it. Enjoy.